escape as well. He was enjoying exquisite relief with virtually no guilt. Lady Felicity went stiff as a board at his despotic dismissal of her objections. He preferred going to the backwater of the world rather than remain in London with her, damn him. She carefully swallowed an acid reply and managed to say with reasonable good humour, "But, Ian, you have told me yourself that you don't even know these people. And you know the Scots, nasty barbarians, all of them. I can't believe they'd welcome an Englishman. Why don't you just send your solicitor, Jack, in to see to things?" The Duke gazed into the soft leaf-green eyes, slightly slanted at the corners, eyes that reminded him so much of his first wife's. No, he wouldn't think about Marianne, not now. It wasn't right. He had to forget Marianne. Surely once Felicity was his Duchess, she would take Marianne's place. She would make him release his hold on his long-dead wife. He said, "You just might be right, my dear, but nonetheless, it is my duty to at least visit Penderleigh Castle and determine what I'm going to do with the place. After all, these offensive barbarians, as you call them, are related to me, though somewhat removed in bloodlines." "I said they were nasty, not offensive." "Forgive me, the two words seem remarkably akin to me. Now the title comes to me through my great-aunt, whom, I understand, still lives at Penderleigh through some sort of bizarre Scottish legal ruling made some years ago. I regret to leave you alone during the height of the social whirl." At least he had the grace to avoid looking at her directly as he spoke. "But you know you can always depend on Giles to take you wherever you want to go. You like him. He's witty and light-hearted. He dances well. He knows every scrap of gossip in London. I have no idea how he does it." The Duke looked perplexed, then shook his head and grinned. "Can you bear that he wraps himself in a yellow-striped waistcoat with a row of huge silver buttons and plants a hunter-green coat over all of it?" He pictured Giles preening in that ensemble. He'd called him a peacock with his tail feathers all plumed out, but his cousin had only punched his arm and told him he was too stolid in his dress, an absolute bore as a matter of fact. It would have come as a drop-dead shock to the Duke to learn that Lady Felicity held Giles in fashionable esteem and believed his mode of dress far more elegant than the overly simple styles the Duke wore. And she would have laughed in denial had he known that she considered Giles, with his slender, far slighter frame, less intimidating than the Duke. He didn't know that right at this moment Lady Felicity felt a cramp in her belly, remembering her brother Lord Sayer coarsely teasing her about the Duke when he'd been told by their ecstatic father about her betrothal. He had tweaked her chin in that hearty, loathsome way of his, all the while allowing his laughing gaze to flit over her petite body. "Well, little puss, the Duke is a man-mountain. I bravely took him on in the ring the other day, saw him stripped to his hide, you know. All hard muscle, my dear, not a patch of fat on him. Most noble proportions even in rest, if you glean my meaning, which I hope you don't, since you're a virgin and a ninny. I vow you'll have a lusty wedding night with him. You'll probably not walk straight for days." Felicity quickly looked away from the Duke, realizing that she'd been eyeing him with something akin to horror. She repeated to herself that Ian was, after all, a Duke. One didn't look at Dukes with horror. One admired Dukes. When she became his Duchess, she would be compensated for what she would have to endure in his bedchamber. She would give him an heir. She knew that was expected by everyone, including her fond mamma, who profoundly regretted that her little treasure would have to be violated by a husband. But then, surely, he would leave her alone and be content to dally with his mistresses. Lady Felicity managed to smile up at him. She knew it wouldn't be wise to protest his decision further. She had seen often enough how he would withdraw from her at any hint of opposition. She drew herself up confidently. When she became the Duchess of Portmaine, then things would change. She managed to keep her smile firmly in place. "You know I'll miss you dreadfully, Ian." The Duke rose from the pale brocade settee and clasped her small hands between his large ones. "I'll miss you too, my dear. I'm delighted that you understand my reasons. I shan't be gone long, you'll see." Lady Felicity didn't understand his reasons at all, but she held her tongue.